Hey guys, we have a new Instagram page where we are posting exclusive pictures from our NASCAR League and other video games. Go check it out. What's up guys, Guy01 here and welcome to the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League Cup Series. Today we have the Cracker Barrel 400. We have 400 miles of short track racing at Northern Isle Speedway on GT Sport. Now, a little disclaimer before we get started here, we are not going to be showing Stage 1, basically because not much happened in it, and plus, Car Freak just obliterated the whole thing. If he didn't lead every lap, he led almost every lap, so that's how good of a stage he had, but we're going to start with Stage 2, we're going to show you Stages 2 and 3 today. And also, Stage 1, the cars were running full power that these cars can run, and then for the rest of the race, we implemented a restrictor plate on the horsepower, so it should make these cars a little bit less lethal for these drivers. So that should be fun. So we have 125 laps for this stage, then 150 for the final stage, but here we go. Car Freak won Stage 1, and he is your control car for the restart, and we are green flag racing for the Cracker Barrel 400. Car Freak and Clint, Stewart-Haas teammates on the inside line, getting a pretty good restart. Going through this last corner, Car Freak's going to go way to the inside, but Clint is coming behind him, and the 88's into the wall really hard. First lap, and we have a wreck already. Sared and suspended, both just wrecked out of 4 on the first lap. Okay, well, as hard as it is to believe, seriously, not much happened in Stage 1, and now we have a wreck on lap 1 of this stage, so yeah, that does not look good on my part. But, alright, we'll get them lined back up already and have a restart on lap 4 or 5, I guess. And as that caution went by pretty quickly, we have Stewart-Haas in the front row, Car Freak and Clint coming down to the restart zone, Lone and Down East in row 2. Here we go, let's see what happens. Car Freak in the 10 got a great restart last time, but that 10 car did not get going whatsoever, as Lone is there for the lead, side by side going into 3. Plasma's going to try to get under Lone. He's going to try to now get under Car Freak for the lead. He is there. And here they come. They are 3 wide almost for the lead. Plasma's going to go by on the inside. Here comes Sarah to the inside. 3 wide for the lead. Again going into 3. Still 3 wide for the lead. Holy crap. Car Freak got into the wall hard. He's going to fall off the pace, but now Plasma's really trying to hold this lead over Sard. Sard has the run on the inside with Clint pushing him. Still 2 wide for the lead. Clint's going to try to make it 3. Nope, Sarah gets the momentum on the outside. And nope, 3 wide again. Plasma gets into the 88, and here comes Clint on the inside. Going to pass them both. Now, can Clint hold this outside momentum? Because here comes Plasma on the inside, once again trying to get this lead. They get into each other a little bit there. Clint's not going to take that too kindly. Clint got a little bit slow. Here comes Sarah on the inside, 2 wide for second. He's going to try to get to the inside of Plasma. Can't get there that time. Clint's going to try the crossover. Gets a really big hit into the 88 car. Clint is trying, but the more these two guys race for second, Plasma's going to be able to drive away. This is only lap 11, and they are just racing really hard. And again, with the way the points work in real-life NASCAR, we run the same point system. Leading laps doesn't really matter. It just matters how you finish the stages. So obviously these guys want to try to stay near the front for most of this stage. The 88 gets into the wall a little bit. That's going to allow the 10 car to drive away a little bit. Then we got Down East back here in 4th, and don't look now, but Car Freak, after hitting the wall pretty hard a few laps ago, he's already back up to 5th. See, these cars are mostly single file now. That was just, it was at least 5 to 10 laps of just constant 2 and 3 wide battles for the lead. And right now, Plasma's in the lead. Now, Plasma's the winner of last week, so he's trying to see if he can go 2 in a row. This only being the first season of the NFRL. Obviously, we haven't had that yet, so he could be the first driver to get back-to-back wins in this league. You saw back there Down, he's gotten to the wall a little bit. And yeah, Car Freak's going to get around Down East. Now he's going to try to work on Sard. Also, we should mention, as this is very much worth mentioning, as the 88 gets into the wall, not that part, Car Freak qualified on pole position yet again for this race. He has gotten pole at every race so far this season, and yet he has never been able to win a race. So I think in NASCAR they've had that a while, where sometimes, or most of the time even, the pole sitter doesn't win the race. But Car Freak is going to try to break that streak today, but with his recent luck, I don't know. And plus, this racetrack, it's one of those wild card tracks where truly anybody has a shot at winning because it's an oval. But yeah, this racing is just going to be crazy today. Down East is going to try to look on the inside, can't get a run that time. Well, these guys try to battle it out for third place. Clint is going to try to bring the 12 car closer to him to try to take the lead. Again, Plasma just put on a pretty good showing last week. I'm not sure if he won any of the stages, but I think he had easily one of the fastest cars at Dragon Trail. Kind of like a Kevin Harvick role. He played the closer where he might not have led many laps, but he was definitely there at the end, and he closed out the deal, having to do multiple green-white checkers. And here comes Clint to the lead. He's going to go by the 12 on the inside of turn 1. Can he hold it? And yes, it looks like he will for now, but that 12 car has the draft, and he's not going anywhere. Now, as you look on the track display up in the top right, these drivers have probably about a straightaway length between them and the other pack. Clint is really fast here today. When he was doing qualifying and practice laps with his teammate, he was telling his teammate he was going to be a force to be reckoned with today at this racetrack. That 10 team is really good on the ovals. They have a little bit of speed on the road courses, but not as much as the ovals. So that he always said that all he needs to do is get to an oval and he can contend for the win. And Car Freak just dominating stage 1 and winning that with ease. His teammates looking to do the same thing for stage 2. Plasma's trying. He's going to give the 10 a little bit of a bump. It looks like they're pushing each other, actually. Because as these two race like this, and the pack behind them racing as hard as they are, these top 2 cars are just driving away from the rest of the pack. Plasma had a look. Plasma got the 10 into the wall a little bit, but he still could not pass him. That 10 car has some speed right now. Clint doesn't know where to go. He wants to try to get the 12 out of his draft, but he also really can't affect his driving alignment because then he'll get into the wall. So today we have the Cracker Barrel 400, and then next week we're going to be showing the, I believe it's the iPhone 12 200 at Big Willow Raceway, so that should be fun. And then after that we have our patriotic race as the 12 car is going to get into the 10 and wreck almost. He's able to keep the car straight. That was a huge lick into the wall for that 12 team. And with that, the 10 car is going to drive away, and that's also going to allow the pack behind him to maybe catch the 12. I believe that the 10 car was to the outside of the 12, and then basically it was just a sandwich effect. The 12 car officially put the 10 into the wall, it slowed the 10 down, and because of that, the 12 car got all of his momentum and just got wicked loose. Alright, well, as we switch up here to the 10 car, he has a very good lead now on second place. Don't really want to get a lead like that, but hey, you get him when you can get him. At least a straightaway distance between him and second place. And here we go, because second place is not going to be a straight second place here. This Car Freak is already trying to get to the bumper of that 12 car. Even with the restricted horsepower on these race cars, it is not the easiest thing to pass somebody at this racetrack. See, Lone's going to try to look to the inside of Car Freak. Yes, he will. Here they go. 2 wide, almost 3 wide. That almost did not work. That was almost a pile-up going to the start-finish line. See, Lone gets into the wall a little bit here. Now, Plasma's actually gapping himself between him and that pack. They need to stay in that 12 car's draft or he's going to drive away. And again, we mentioned that Car Freak dominated stage 1. He very much did, but there were times where the 12 car was chasing him down, but then he just could not close out the deal to catch him. And this is way better looking than the first stage, because that first stage, when these cars were on full power, I'm pretty sure we had at least 3 or 4 cars that were lapped. And obviously, I get it, that comes down to driver setup and skill, but at the same time, with this restrictor plate, the cars are a lot less lethal, and it makes the racing a lot better for all the drivers involved here. You see here Lone and Carfreak are trying to catch back up to the 12, and they pretty much are for the most part. Plasma looks a little bit shaky. Carfreak's going to go to the inside of Lone. He's going to try to pass him. He will get by Lone. Carfreak going way to the inside of this corner. That might not work. Yep, into the wall. Both him and the 43 both go into the wall. Can't be driving like that if you want to catch the 12. One thing about Plasma, he doesn't make very many mistakes. Now Carfreak's just driving away from Lone with the draft. And while all this is happening, Clint is maintaining that lead up there. And again, just with stage 1, how it was, and right now, there's just been so much green flag racing. And after the cautions we had last week at Dragon Trail, this is really cool to see. So we'll be racing here again in the playoffs. We'll also be racing again at Blue Moon Infield B in the playoffs. Then we have 2 races at BB Raceway, and then obviously the championship is at Blue Moon Speedway. So we're definitely going to be doing a lot of speedway racing for this league, and that's always cool to see. And again, this first season, it's really just a tester season to see how things go with drivers and people showing up for races and stuff, because there's no official prize for this season. However, next season we'll have a prize, but next season is going to be a lot more detailed. More races, longer races, and a very much stricter rule setting for that. And now that Carfreak got around the 12, he is able to hold this lead, and if Lone gets up to the 12, he's definitely going to be fighting the 12 for that position. As we look at the driver grid on the left side, you see that Down East is in the pits. That's interesting. Not really sure what brought that Roush car to the pit lane, but maybe he needed something. His car wasn't driving right. The 12 car's all over Carfreak. Looks like he's trying to push him up to the 10. I mean, if that method works, they might be able to get up to him, because the 12 car is just deadlocked on that 14's bumper. Wow. Goes to the outside a little bit. Carfreak trying to stay in front of him. The 12 gives him another shot. And now we have a very interesting thing happening here, because cars are now exiting the pit lane with all these lead lap cars racing hard. I really think that's what Plasma's trying to do. I've never seen bump drafting be a thing at this racetrack to catch somebody. But right now it's working, because now there's only about a turn length between second and first. I think Carfreak realized what's happening, is right now he's trying to hold his line and stay in front of that 12 car. And Plasma's doing a great job pushing right now too. And now if we look up at the leader, it looks like he has some draft from a lap car that just came out of the pits. And actually, no, that's the 3 car. The 3 car is not pitted yet, but either way, he's still getting draft off of him. 3 car looks a little bit slow. 3 car is a new guy joining us for this week. This is his first race. Now he will be switching to the number 2 Penske car for next week, but hey, figured he should join us and get a feel for the car for this race. Clint gets into the wall a little bit. That was almost big, but that's going to allow the second place car to close up a little bit more. Plasma's going to get around Carfreak, as they are almost caught back up to this leader. And now that all these cars got around that 3 car, looks like they're going to be able to race a lot smoother, as yeah, the second place car, he is there. Plasma and Carfreak have officially chased down the 10. Not sure if that's because they're so much quicker or the 10's just so much slower. Plasma took a look on the outside. Clint does not have the preferred line going out of 3, and there goes Plasma right by for the lead. And Carfreak's going to try to follow him. He will. Clint's going to go from first to third. Nope, Carfreak gets into the wall. I would think that Clint could pass him back, but no, he can't. Carfreak's going to stay in front of him. And funny, now that Plasma has the lead, he is driving away. I think Carfreak might still be in that draft line. Maybe not. If he can get draft, he might be able to stick with the 12. And here comes Down East, a car coming out of the pits. He has fresh tires, and he is looking to get around these leaders right now. Now, he also does not want to push the issue, because obviously he wants to get back on the lead lap, but he does not want to wreck one of these leaders doing so. And again, this is a very big green flag run. So I think we've had 3 or 4 drivers so far already pit under green flag. So if this keeps up, eventually these leaders are going to have to pit under green flag. We might have the making for a full green flag pit cycle, and we have not seen that yet in this league. Clint's not going anywhere, and Car Freak has officially gotten the draft off of the 12. He's starting to close back up a little bit. But now here comes down east. Fresh tires on that Mustang. He's going to try to get around these leaders. Now the thing about this racetrack too, whenever you make a green flag pit stop and the leaders don't, you're going to go at least 2 laps down just because of the speed of the cars. So I'm actually thinking the 16's not trying to get back on the lead lap. He's trying to become 1 lap down instead of 2. Saw Clint get into the wall a little bit. Car Freak's going to try to go to the inside of the 12. Can he do it? Yes! 12 car gets into the wall a little bit. I think Car Freak gave him a little bit of a bump, but that will give him the lead. And now the big thing is, where is this 16 car going to go? Is they are too wide for second place. And wow, did you see that move? The 10 car got a huge run on the outside. He's able to carry that momentum around the 12 car. And yep, here comes, down he's just blazed right by Car Freak. Did it nice and clean. That's a good thing to see. Here comes Clint to the inside. He's going to try to get around Car Freak. He does not have the momentum, and he's going to put him into the wall hard. Clint just basically took out his teammate, and now both of the Haas cars are going to fall way off of the pace to the leader. Not sure what the heck the 10 car was thinking there, but hey, good thing for Plasma. And actually the 10 car is going to pit after doing that. So basically Clint just said, well, I have to pit, and I guess if my teammate isn't pitting, I guess I'll just pit him. So now with this pit cycle, I do believe that Plasma and Car Freak are the only 2 cars that have not pitted yet. And there we see Sarah, he's on fresh tires. He's going to try to get around Car Freak. And wow, it looked like Car Freak tried to go to the pits and he couldn't because of the 88 car. That's going to push him back even more. Now there's almost an entire turn worth of distance between first and second. And yeah, Car Freak's going to go into the pits. And now Sarah is too, the 88 car that blocked him a lap ago. The 88 had just come on the radio and basically said he was out of fuel, and you can see it right there on the fuel display. That's insane. Now the big question is now that since the 12 car is not pitted and everybody else has, is it going to suit him better to come in now, or is he going to stay out? Because depending on where Car Freak comes out, maybe in second or third, looks like third, however many laps Car Freak runs on fresh tires, that's just going to be time that he's gaining on the 12 car. So right now, that 12 team needs to make a decision, because the longer they stay out, the more slow laps they're running, and tire wear is such a big thing at this racetrack. And here comes Car Freak into the wall a little bit on those fresh tires, a little bit of an unstable race car after that pit stop. And there we go, Plasma's officially into the pits, and now we have to see where this all comes out at, because this is officially a full green flag pit cycle. And we're going to watch Car Freak here because I really want to see where the 12 car comes out compared to Car Freak. Because Car Freak pitted, I do believe it was a lap or two, or no, Car Freak pitted at least 5 to 8 laps before the 12 car did. And it looks like there are cars coming out of the pits, and yes! Plasma is out of the pits, and he is now in third place. He stayed out so long that Car Freak and Clint were both able to pass him because of the pit cycle. Okay, well you better believe that every team on this racetrack is taking note of that, because literally, Car Freak went from being an entire turn behind the 12 car, and now he's about half the track ahead of the 12 car, or about a straightaway length. That's crazy. I mean, you never know. Maybe Car Freak took less fuel, maybe Clint took less fuel, but still. You see here, Clint's way back in the middle of the corner, and then there's Plasma all the way back there. And now it really doesn't even serve him any justice, because his tires are only about 10 laps fresher than the 14 car. So that served him no purpose to stay out all that time. Well, with the laps remaining, I think that all the cars are able to make it to the finish under green if they had to with fuel, so the question is now, can Plasma do anything to try to catch these leaders? You see Car Freak is catching up to his new teammate, suspended down there in the 4 car. Last week was his first race. This is his second race driving on the oval. And I know it's a little bit early, but we are going to give you, since we didn't do one last week, a NASCAR Fantasy Racing League Crank It Up. As we just saw, a lot of really cool racing angles for these race cars. Sometimes we don't do Crank It Up just because there's a lot of cautions during the race. But during a great green flag run like this, never a better time for a Crank It Up. With all of this, Serd, I do believe, is a lap or 2 down, so he's trying to stay in front of Clint and maybe chase down the leader. And hey, if he can help Clint get to the leader, why not? Clint can use him to push. So you see how kind of crazy this race is to see right now. So Clint is in second. Behind him is the 7th place car, but then behind the 7th place car is the 6th place car. So that's how wild that pit cycle just made this field right now. And if we do have a caution, that's really going to stir things up. Because then we have to figure out lucky dog cars, wave around cars. That's one fun thing about big green flag runs like this, because it really adds a whole nother dynamic to the race. As we see at the lap count, this stage is winding down very quickly. There's only about 30 laps to go as the 16 car is in the pits once again. Some of these cars, if you went to them in the garage area, they would tell you that they can easily run a stage on one pit stop, maybe even less than that. They could probably run the whole thing on green if they were running it maybe half power. So some of these cars are really tuned for the fuel mileage, and then other cars are basically tuned for the horsepower. And there you see the 16 coming out of the pits again. He's going to be way off of the pace, at least 3 or 4 laps down. And the cars are slowing down. It looks like we have a caution on the track. Not really sure why this is out here. Let's take a look and see what happened. So we're looking at the 3 car, the new guy. This is his first race in these Cup cars. So he comes out of 2 okay. A little bit unstable there, gets into the wall a little bit, but then right here, car snaps left and he overcorrects the crap out of that race car and sails it into the wall. Almost collected Lone with him, but because of the caution rules on this racetrack, that is a caution. Looks like the driver's okay, but that was a really, really hard lick. Well, this is kind of new for this race. A caution. So with that, we'll get everybody grouped back up and get them set for a restart. Alright, cars just went through the choose cone and they're coming down for the restart. Now here's the thing. Every single car on this track pitted except for the 10 car. So literally, everybody to my knowledge has fresh tires and they're good on fuel. We don't know where the 10 car sits, but the 10 car now has old tires. Coming to the restart zone, the 10 car is your control car. Green flag is back out. About 20 laps to go for this stage. Car Freak got a great restart on the inside with Lone pushing him. And the choose cone, that was by choice. The 10 car chose the outside line. I'm not really sure because the inside line is always better, and here comes Lone trying to go for the lead, side by side for the lead. And as I say that about where the 10 car restart, here he comes trying to get by Car Freak. It's 2 wide for the lead. Car Freak tried to make it 3 wide. That wasn't going to work, and here comes the 12. 4 cars, almost 5 in contention for this lead right now. 12 car gets wicked sideways out of 2. Clint is on old tires. If he falls back now, I'm not sure if he can recover. Plasma's trying to go to the inside. He's going to be there now. Car Freak's going to get back in front, but here comes Clint to the outside. Car Freak has a decent lead. He gets into the wall a little bit. He's going to try to block the 12. And what the heck happened to the 14 car? He goes sailing into the wall. He did not steer in the middle of that corner. It looked like he just went straight. Whatever, he stays fine, still in 4th place, and Clint is going to try to go for the lead with those old tires, but here comes Lone to the inside. Lone has Car Freak in tow. Car Freak's trying to get back up and make up for that wall hit. You see here, Car Freak's giving Lone a little bit of a push. This could be a lot more action right now, but 3 wide for second as I say that. Car Freak tried to cross them all over. It did not work that time. I find it unbelievable that Clint has older tires by at least 30 or 40 laps, and he's actually holding the lead. Plasma's trying to move him a little bit. He can't get there this time. He almost did. Here comes Car Freak to the outside, and Plasma gets into him hard, puts Car Freak into the wall. Now he's getting into the 10 car a little bit. That 12 car is out for blood. And yeah, he's going to go to the lead. Clint's trying to stay with him. That 12 car is unstable, but he is holding the lead. See if Lone can give him a big enough shot. He actually gave him a shot to go around him. It looks like, yeah, there goes Lone by for 2nd place. Laps are winding down. There will be 11 to go at the line. And now the top 3 are spaced out pretty decent. But now Lone's trying to get back up there. Don't forget, with the way these playoff rules work, you must win 2 races to officially have a playoff lock. And right now, Lone and Plasma both have 1 win, so if one of them can win this race, they will officially lock themselves into the playoffs. Lone's trying. Lone has that draft, and he has about 10 laps to get there. He's trying different lines. Lone's been on the inside most of the day, but he might try the outside because that's where the 12 car likes to go. He's coming. He is there. He's almost at his bumper. And the Stewart-Haas cars have just fallen way off of the pace. Unless a caution comes out, it looks like it's going to be these 2 to decide this stage. Lone's falling off the pace a little bit, but he's still staying in the 12's draft. Plasma's trying to hold that 43 off. Lone has a lot of speed at this racetrack today. Lone's still there. He's not giving up, and he's getting the draft. And Lone's going to get a very decent run off of that corner. He tried that different running line, and he made it work. You see the gap. It's only a couple of car lengths, but Lone needs to stay in that draft. 5 laps to go for stage 2. I don't know. Plasma's driving away with it a little bit now. Lone is just not really able to stay in his draft, which is quite interesting to me because they're running almost identical lines, and yet Lone is falling off. But here he comes. He's actually getting the draft now. Here comes Lone. Maybe he did that on purpose to stay off pace so he could make this last second move. And yeah, Lone is there. Plasma's trying the inside line. Lone's going to try to cross him over. Almost clipped him going into turn 3. What a move. Coming to the start-finish line, 2 laps to go. Lone is there. He's going to take a look to the inside. Side by side for the lead. Lone is going to go by for now, but Plasma's going to try to cross him back over. This is coming to the white flag. Plasma's there on the inside. Side by side off of 3. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for stage 2. Both of these guys have won a race already this season. This is only for stage 2, but they both want to win it. Coming out of the final corner, Lone is there side by side, and his Plasma is going to get the stage win. That 43 put up a heck of a fight, but Plasma was determined. So Plasma just won an incredible stage 2. Lone almost got there. Now they're going to restart on the front row for this final stage. And if you look now, the clouds have arrived for this final stage. That is going to tighten the racetrack up and give these race cars a lot more grip. And with all this, with the choose cone, we have 2 pretty even lines for this restart. 150 laps. Plasma gave the 43 a little bit of a bump there. And here we go. Starting the final stage for this race, the Cracker Barrel 400. The 12 car did not get going whatsoever, and Car Freak's going to go right by to the inside for the lead, with Clone on his bumper, the new guy in the 3 car. Okay, the new guy wants to get up here and try to lead a lap, it looks like. Not sure what happened to that 12 car there, but he just did not get going. He's going to spin Car Freak out going into turn 2. Caution is out. I don't know if that was intentional, but the 12 car just straight dumped Car Freak. Wow. Might look back and see what happened. I think the 12 thought he was just going to give him a little bump, but that bump just took him out. Okay, so we're looking hood view from the 12 car. You see he gets by the 3 coming out of 4. And right here, the 12 is on the inside, and it actually looks like Car Freak came down on the 12 car, so that makes a little more sense. I don't think Car Freak realized the 12 had the run, and he just tried to come down a little bit too late. But alright, I guess that's the theme for stages 2 and 3. Have a very early caution just to make sure everybody's awake. And we got another restart. So we have the choose cone in play with this race. So obviously when you get to the choose cone, you can pick whatever line you want to restart in. So every driver except one picked the inside line, and Lone basically decided, hey, he was kind of in the back of the pack anyways, so why not try the outside? So a line of 6 race cars versus 1. Coming to the restart, the inside line is the controlling line for this. This time Plasma got a great restart. The 3 cars all over the 43, almost 3 wide for second place. That 3 car, you can definitely tell he's a new driver because that car is very unstable. Sarah is going to try to take over the lead. That 3 car is really unstable. They better watch out. Sarah gave him a little bit of a bump right there. He ain't playing. 3 cars into the wall. 3 cars still into the wall. 43 is sideways coming out of the corner, and they're all going to make it and not die somehow. Plasma's going to hold the lead. Sarah's trying to get up to him, and Clint is back here too. Very fast car from stages 1 and 2. Clint told his team they have a really fast car here today, and they're definitely going to try to get up there and win this race. 3 car had a lot of smoke coming out of the rear bumper. And we saw him cake it in stage 2 in the turn 3 wall. Right here with this big pack of cars. Car Freak's trying to stay in front of that 3, but that 3, I'd be a little careful around him. 43's to the inside. Almost got into Car Freak right there. Oof. If the 88 gets a run on the 12, we'll go up there and look at that. But we got to see how this goes right now because this 3 car is wicked unstable. And with this being a fantasy racing league, obviously you can have any sponsor for your car and then be on any team. And that 3 car is actually on Team Penske. So actually, the 3 car is a teammate of the 12, interestingly enough. As we look up here, things have calmed down a little bit, but Sayre is still not going anywhere. He wants this lead. Sayre does not want to race yet this season, but he came very close to winning the season opener. Also was really fast at Blue Moon Infield B, as the 10 car is just going to smush him into the wall. Not sure what that was about, but you can see the effect of these clouds. These cars are a lot tighter going through these corners, and the draft is not helping that. Sayre is going to fall off the pace. He's actually going to fall back to this other pack of cars. And once again, running 1-2 is Clint and Plasma. These two battled like crazy in stage 2. And now we're getting a part 2 to that. And again, the race 2 weeks from now at Route X, that is going to be a fantastic race. Because these cars can easily do 210, 215. And they're basically holding that the entire time around that humongous oval. So we cannot wait to bring you guys that race. But right now, all of these miles logged at this short track, these drivers are really putting on a show for this crowd. Plasma's a little bit unstable, but again, we mentioned we do things as real as possible, but obviously there's some things we can't get around. Clint is to the inside. Can he get there? He can't do it that time. Plasma got a crazy run out of 4. Not sure where that came from. As we look back here, Car Freak is falling all the way back to 6th. Again, those 2 cars are kind of trying to drive away a little bit. Because we saw in stage 2, the premium that fresh tires have, these drivers are going to be focusing on that. It's going to be very much like real-life NASCAR, where whenever the first car pits under green, everybody else has to pit very soon, or you're going to really fall off the pace. Look at Sayre trying to hold his line. Car Freak's trying to keep the 43 behind him. And cars are slowing down. It looks like there's a caution. We'll look back and see, because I'm not really sure what's happening. Yeah, the caution's out, but I'm not sure why. Yes, we look back, and once again, it's the new guy. It's year 1 Lightning McQueen when he didn't make a pit stop. Car just whips around loose, and once again, he overcorrects it into the wall a lot. That 3 car probably won't win today, but at least he's getting some experience, because clearly he needs it. Alright, well, with that all being said, we are 20 laps into this final stage, so I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of visitors to pit lane. Alright, well, this is going to be a very interesting theme for this race, because literally, once again, 6 cars on the inside, 1 car on the outside for this restart. The 10 car is your control car. Here we go. Green flag is back out. I do believe everybody came to the pits under that caution, too. 88 car to the inside. He's going to try to get around Clint. Looks like he will. Here comes Car Freak making it 3 wide for the lead. Almost 4 wide at Northern Isle. What are these people doing? Car Freak goes to the lead. The 12 car is sideways. And somehow that all transitions to a perfect single file line. I'm not going to say anything. Here comes the 43 car to the inside. The 10 car just gave Car Freak a huge push. Lone's going to go to the lead. Very fitting after that battle he had in stage 2. And here comes Clint to the inside. Not sure if Clint can hold this. Lone's going to try to cross him over, and it didn't work. I've never seen a crossover not work. Well, here comes Lone. He is going to try to take the lead on the inside, and he will get it. These guys are racing so hard. Sayre's going to try to capitalize back there in the 88 car. And Car Freak's still in the mix too, even though he got put in the wall a little bit there. Side by side. Lone's going to try the outside this time. He has to stay to the outside as Clint's below him, gets into the wall a little bit, and now, wow. Carfreak's going to get around him too, and now it's Stewart-Haas 1-2. Now this is going to be really interesting because these Haas drivers had a game plan before this race. So basically, let's see how aggressive Carfreak is with these guys. And no, Carfreak's just going to fall way off the pace. Alright, that's his game plan. Clint's going to hold the lead after all of that, but Lone is very determined behind him to get the lead back. Again, 3 different teams right now. Haas, Richard Petty, and Hendrick. 3 of the premier leagues in the top series. They are battling hard for this race. So Lone's already won a race. If he wins this race, that could be a crazy playoff lock for that team. And we've talked about Lone a lot. He's been in the championship 4 in 3 of the 4 NRL seasons. So somebody very used to going to the playoffs. And if he could clinch that today with a win here today, that would be a very good move by that driver. And he's never won a season title in the NRL, but hey, he could always try to go for the NFRL Season 1 title. Side by side, Lone gave the 10 a little bit of a shunt into the wall, and here comes Saird right by for the lead with Carfreak in tow. And with all of that, Plasma is now back up into the mix. Carfreak trying to get to the inside of the 88. That's not the best place to do it. It almost worked, but they are still side by side for the lead. Only approaching lap 40, and all of this is happening. 88 to the inside. He almost clipped Carfreak. He's still there. No! Carfreak's going to have the run on the outside. Here comes Plasma behind him. We have about 6 cars up here battling for this lead. Clone is off with the pace, but he's banged that race car up so much, I'm shocked it's still moving. 88 into the wall hard. He's going to fall all the way back to 6th place. Carfreak has his teammate behind him. Let's see if maybe they can get up there and work together to hold this lead. These cars are really grouped up, and actually, the 3rd Stewart-Haas car is working his way up. He's in 4th. He's going to try to get around Plasma. Can't do it that time. Plasma had a great run on the outside, and as long as these guys keep racing, the front 2 are going to drive away. Plasma is really unstable. There is a car around. Lone Wolf hard into the wall. That will be another caution. Probably everybody's happy about that because these Haas drivers up here in the top 2, they were really looking fast. Alright, we have a pit cycle and a restart to get to. So the cars are coming around for the restart, and for the first time we actually have a 2nd car in the outside line. I'm not sure why there's even anybody in that outside line, but hey, maybe someone can make it stick. It hasn't worked all day, but they're still trying. 10 cars, your control car for the restart. Green flag is back out. We have about 100 laps to go for this race. And once again, Carfreak with a really decent run on the inside with Lone in tow. Now Lone's to the left. He's going to try to get that run on the inside for the lead. I don't know where Carfreak gets these runs, but that outside line has a slight advantage coming out of 4. Lone's going to try to go to the inside again. There he goes. He's going to dive bomb to the inside of 3 trying to get this lead. Gets sideways doing so, and no, that will not do it. Carfreak holds the lead, but here comes his teammate on the inside. They are still side by side. Saird's going to try to capitalize on this. They better watch. And we have a car around, it looks like into 3, and yes, that is a caution. And it looks like the 3 and the 4 got together going into turns 3 and 4. Funny enough. So it looks like... I thought they might have gotten them together and gone green this time, but no, it looks like they will do another pit cycle. So cars are coming around for the restart, and this time we finally have pretty even lines for this restart. It looks like Clint will be your control car yet again. Come around to the restart zone. Clint has Plasma behind him, so he might be able to give him a little bit of a shot. And no, that inside line still really prevails on that restart. If you choose the outside line, be prepared to lose some spots on a restart because it is not working today. Car Freak was really loose out of 3. I'm not sure what's wrong with that Mustang. Sarah hopped the apron. He's going to get a little bit loose, but now Lone's going to try to help him fix it, apparently. Got side by side for second. Sarah trying to stay in it. A lot of cars are getting together. Car Freak just got wrecked out of the lead. No caution. So now Car Freak is way off of the pace. Well, that's bound to happen sometimes at the short tracks, but here we go. Wow, what a move by the 88. Side by side for the lead. He actually is going to get the lead with that move. Whew, that 43, it's loose right now. I think they might have adjusted the wedge on that last pit stop because that car is handling a lot differently compared to stage 2. 10 car gets almost sideways. They are 3 wide for second place. Sad better watch that in his mirror. And now Sarah, we talked about him. He's won a few stages so far this season, I think. I think he won a stage at both of the Blue Moon races. And he's doing pretty decent in the points, but you still need to at least win one race if you have a shot at making the playoffs. And he's going to get into the wall. Plasma's going to go right by, and Clint almost followed him. Plasma is just so determined to get back-to-back wins. Now, I have not seen a driver get back-to-back Cup wins since Car Freak did it in the NRL in Season 3. So that's been quite a while since I've seen it, but I think they've had back-to-back winners in Season 4 of the NRL. I could be wrong on that, though. But hey, so far this season, 3 races and 3 different winners. So if we keep that trend going, Plasma, Lone, and who's the other guy? Wraith. He's not here today. So none of those 3 will win today if that trend continues, but the way that Plasma and Lone are driving, I think one of them could easily win this race today. These cars are fanning out to single file. We look on that track display. Funny enough, that error way in the back is not the 3 car, it's actually the 14. That is something you never see. And Clint is there. Clint's going to try to get there for the lead. And funny enough, once again, the 12 and the 10. And Clint is just, he's one of those drivers kind of off the radar because he's really fast. Most of the time he doesn't lead many laps, but he still leads some. He has a stage win so far this season, but he still has not been able to finish the deal. And now he has another teammate joining him up there in 3rd place. Red in that 4 car. Well, it's a shame that Car Freak got wrecked out because I'm pretty sure Stuart Haas could have ran 1, 2, 3. And Red is another new driver too. Last week was his first race. So right now, you could actually join our league, except there's a couple of things you need to know. One is, if you join at this point, you're not going to be eligible for the playoffs because there's no way you can catch up in points being 4 races down after today. But we are still open for drivers wanting to maybe practice for Season 2 because once Season 2 starts, there's going to be a prize and the schedule's going to be longer. It's going to be a way more detailed season. So if you'd like to join, please message CarFreak13 on PlayStation and mention YouTube when joining. You must be 18 years or older and you must have Discord. If you do not have Discord, you will not be able to join. But please, if you want to join, message CarFreak and he'll schedule you a party chat interview to maybe get to know you and see if you can join us. Because the drivers have so much fun doing this and we'd love to have you join us if you think you can do it. Race with us NASCAR style and race for a season title. And Clint is actually doing a great job holding that 12 car off right now. So we are nearing the halfway point once we get to lap 76. And again, the leaders are actually catching Car Freak a little bit because it was about a half track distance, but now it's about a 1 turn distance. See, this opens up something interesting because I'm pretty sure every driver here needs to make at least 1 more pit stop. So if Car Freak's that far behind anyways, he might as well maybe try to pit. Because if he pits now, and he can make it the rest of the way on fuel, he could potentially go back near the front under caution. Actually, no, that's a horrible idea, because if he does that, he's going to be 2 or 3 laps down, and then if a caution comes out, he's screwed. So forget everything I just said. And Plasma's still trying to get this lead. To the inside, giving the 10 a little bit of a bump. The 10's not going, though. See if Plasma maybe can use that inside line to his advantage. He will do it that time, but Red Tip is right there trying to chase these two down. Side by side still for the lead. This is literally the halfway point at the start-finish line. Clint's trying to get there. He's going to lead that lap halfway to finishing this race. And again, 400 miles of this style of racing is always fun to watch. And we're going to do it all again in the playoffs when people are actually trying to get into the championship round for the season title. Clint is trying really hard, but that 12 car is fast. Whatever speed they had that let them win last week, they brought it here today. That's definitely certain. As we see here, it looks like Plasma is in fact trying to push the 10 car away from the 4. Maybe they're really trying to get up to Carfree, because if they can lap him, Carfree's going to be in a really bad position to try to win the race today. You see Clint got into the wall a little bit. Now here comes Red. Clint's teammate up in third trying to get around him for second. He actually got into the wall hard from that hit. And with these laps just rapidly winding down, drivers are going to be thinking about this endgame strategy, because if it's just these three racing for the lead after the pit cycle and all that, how are you going to make your last move? Because we saw Lone in stage 2. He was up there with the 12, but then he kind of fell off the pace a little bit, but then right at the end, Lone was right back there trying to pass him for the win. And again, all these drivers and crew chiefs, they make notes of everything they see out here on this racetrack for finishing moves and everything. So there's got to be a lot of wheels turning in these heads out here. Clint fell off the pace a little bit. He's trying to stay with the 12. Now, if we have 2 green flag pit cycles in one race, that's going to be interesting. You saw Clint try to give the 12 a little bit of a shot, but then Plasma instantly corrected it. I'm curious to see what can happen if Red got to the lead, because, and just as I say that, 3 wide for the lead, and there he goes by for the lead. And now they are still 3 wide, all 3 of these guys alternating lanes. There's still about 70 laps to go, and these people are racing like every lap is the last lap. They just went from alternating 3 wide situations instantly right back to a single file line, all uniform. And as we look at those 3, we see Sarah and Lone back here. They're just not able to get up to these guys, because with them constantly having draft, they're actually able to just consistently drive away from the rest of the field. But that's where green flag pit stops can really stir this pot. As we look, Clint's going to try to hold this lead. That 12 car is wicked unstable right now. And again, another thing these crew chiefs have to be thinking about is the restart, because if you go to the outside line, even if you're the first car on the outside line on the front row, you're still almost guaranteed to lose 1 or 2 spots. Because for some reason, that inside line is way quicker than the outside. That could be a race-losing decision by having to start on the front row on the outside line. I don't know, the race-losing decision right now could be not doing what these 2 are doing, because these 2 have just got this race dialed in. And again, Plasma has a decent bit of experience driving these cars. This is his first full-time season driving a cup car. And then Clint has a lot of experience on other racing games. He's played just about any game you could think of when it comes to racing. So this is a very fun battle to see between 2 decently experienced drivers. See, we got a car around on the front. You saw that arrow get a little bit sideways there, but nope. Whoever that was got off a bit okay. Wow, it was actually Carfree. You see him way off of the pace. I don't know what's happening to Car Freak, but he is just disintegrating right now under this race. Car Freak won stage 1 with absolute ease, and now all of a sudden did not have a decent finish in stage 2, and now he's in dead last for this last stage. I don't know, the tables can turn really quickly, but his just turned in a heartbeat. And there we see the leaders right now. They're actually catching him rapidly. And he does not want to go a lap down because that's going to just bring with it a huge thing of problems. Clint is trying to hold this lead. Again, they're literally pushing each other. The top two are pushing each other to try to lap a potentially fast car, even though the fast car is in last place. Oh, you see on the left side, there's one car into the pits. That could start the domino effect, just like that. I'm not sure if these two would work together in that sense, but if these two could somehow pit on the same lap, that could be really beneficial for when they come out of the pits. You see that gap between these two arrows and that other arrow. They are really starting to catch him. Racing side by side for the lead won't do it. They got to get back bumper to bumper. See, Clone in the 3 comes out of the pits, but now we have at least 2 cars going into the pits, Sarah and Lone. Like I said, it started the domino effect, so we got to see how many people follow. These two are still racing side by side. Car Freak's loving the sight of this because now Car Freak's actually driving away from him a little bit. You see Lone coming out of the pits. While we continue to monitor all of this, we're going to watch the driver list on the left. That's going to show when drivers go into the pits. We're just going to kind of look around because each driver is on a different strategy right now, so this is going to play into a big effect of how this race finishes. Wow, Lone has some pretty cold tires on that car. He's trying to hold his line. You see there, Car Freak's in the pits, Plasma's in the pits. And with all of that, Red's going to go to the lead, and there he will officially lead his first lap of the NFRL. And there he comes into the pits, and now Clint in second place. He's going to try to get back to the lead. Now we see Clint coming into turn 1. We got to see where he is in correlation to the 12 car, because the 12 car is out of the pits. And yes, the 12 car will get the lead back. So Plasma was right with Clint a little while ago. And now he's actually off of the pace by at least a turn. And we do have a car around in turn 4, and that is actually a caution in the middle of a green flag pit cycle. We just got word that once again it was the 3 car. Shocker there. Okay, well all these cars just came into the pits. There are some lapped cars. So we're going to have to get to a restart and see how this lays out, because this is a big restart. Cars are coming around for the restart. We have 42 laps to go, and once again, 6 on the inside, 1 guy on the outside. It's once again that 10 car. Clint is determined to get that outside line to work for a restart. Here we go, coming to the start-finish line. Green flag is out. Clint tried to get a run there, but he just could not get going. He loses at least 2 spots. Here comes his teammate on the inside. So if you're in the back and you want to just try to game some spots by going to the outside line, I guess that makes sense. But if you're near the front and you can start first or second in the inside line, why would you try the outside? Now, granted, Clint is staying with the leaders, so I guess it didn't hurt him too much, but I feel like he would have better luck on the inside as the 43 almost spun completely sideways there. Boys side by side for third. Car Freak's in the lead. Car Freak was dead last, about to be lapped a few laps ago, and now he's in the lead. Now here comes Clint. That's Car Freak's teammate, going to try to get to the inside of Serd. We know these Haas cars, they will very much so work together. Ooh, he almost got into the 88. He's going to fall back to third. That was a little close. Boy, Serd is coming for Car Freak. This is for the lead. Laps winding down. A lot of these cars have fresh tires, so we're going to see what these cars have in them. Oh, you see Clint, he's trying to disrupt that 88's line. He's going to try to block him now. Car Freak got to dive to the inside to block the momentum of the 10 car. So all three of these drivers don't have a win yet this season. And trying to go for that 2-race playoff lock. They're definitely trying to win today. 88 just gave the 10 a decent shot. Car Freak's going to try to go to the inside to make it 3 wide. Cannot get it running there. 10 and the 88 are just bouncing off of each other. Now Car Freak's going to go up with his teammate. Car Freak's going to try to dive to the inside. He does make it 3 wide for the lead. Sarah's going to try to cross him over. Nope, Car Freak's going to block. Nope, the 88's going to get to the inside. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous to see. And there's still about 30 laps to go. Here we go. Clint's going to go back up to the lead. Now, I'm not sure where these guys stand on fuel mileage right now or their positions with how much they have, but that could be a factor in this too. Because everybody pitted under that last caution. So you would think they'd all be good on fuel, but you never know. And right now, Stuart Haas trying to hold this lead. It's really interesting because, again, Clint was the one that was basically just preaching that he could get this win today, probably more than any other racetrack. It's this racetrack. And right now he has the lead. All he has to do is hold it, and you better believe the Car Freak will do anything he can to help him if they're in this position. 3 wide for 3rd place. I feel like if Car Freak could get to the bumper of the 10, they could actually push and try to drive away a little bit from this pack. But that in itself is kind of hard to do at this short track. Car Freak's trying, he's all the way to the outside. He's going to try to get that momentum. There's kind of a perfect apex you can hit at this racetrack, and it kind of works for both turns, but more turns 3 and 4. Basically, you start way to the outside, and by the time you exit, you're in the middle, but then you actually hit the apron in the middle of the corner. So it's a really interesting line, but whenever these drivers can hit that line, they get such a run out of the corner. And Car Freak is there. Car Freak is there, and you see him, he's not trying to pass. He's trying to stay on his bumper. You see the gap between Car Freak and Plasma. He's loving that gap. He wants it to be bigger. Well, if these guys are both good on fuel, they could easily just run this thing out to the checkered, but they have to get to the checkered first. While these two are just driving away, we need to look back at this pack, because if these two could get together, it would kind of be a 3-car train versus a 2-car, and you never know, the 3-car might be able to outpower the 2. But this isn't Blue Moon or Route X, so I'm just not sure how bump drafting at a short track could come into such a big factor, but it is. Bump drafting right now is deciding this race, which is crazy. You see on the left, the 3 cars coming into the pits yet again. More like I think he needs to take it to the hauler and pack it up, but hey. And you see on the lap count there, this time by is going to be 20 laps to go at the start-finish line. Boy, these Haas cars are really fast right now. They are easily gapping the other guys. So basically we have 2 cars here, we have 2 cars here, and then Sarad fell off the pace a little bit from that other pack. This could come down to a huge finish to end this race. And right now, I know that Jeff Gordon has talked about it. All of the big-name NASCAR drivers have talked about this. When you're leading, you're just always having a constant little mini heart attack. You're checking your mirror. You're watching the flag holder to see if a yellow comes out. You're hoping for everything in you that you see a checkered. Or you see a white, actually, because if the white flag comes out, the next flag will win the race. Probably what these guys are thinking. Now, we saw Car Freak do something like this before where Car Freak had a teammate. It was BZ Gamer in the 41. These two basically, they did the same thing these two are doing here. Car Freak and BZ just drove away, running 1-2, but then on the last lap, Car Freak literally dive bombed his teammate on turn 1, got around him, was able to win the race by a few tenths of a second. So you never know what could happen. As here comes the leaders up on this 3 car. That 3 car is really unstable on the inside. Like I said, probably should have parked it, but they're still in the race. Actually, why not look back at this 3 car, because this team is just ridiculously unstable. And again, it's good for the driver, get some experience for the car, but it's not going very well for this team. Last place, I think they're at least 5 or 6 laps down, if not more. So they're clearly out of contention. I would just try to maybe not send it as much as they are, because you never know what that race car might do as he goes right into the wall again. The same exact thing happened. That is the 4th time the 3 car got loose like that and overly just sent it into the wall. Per rule, that is a caution, but that's just... I'm shocked that NASCAR is not forcing them to park that race car. Well, that will officially shake everything up, because that will be another restart with about 10 laps to go. Cars are coming around for the restart, and Clint and Car Freak were running 1-2 there. Car Freak could have easily went to the outside line, but he decided to settle in behind his teammate. And now that gives Plasma an opportunity to go to the outside, and here they come. Start-finish line, I believe there's 8 or 9 laps to go. I think 8. And here we go. On the restart, Clint got a good run. He went to the outside a little bit. I almost thought Car Freak would be able to get to the inside of him because of that. And actually, yeah, here he comes. Car Freak to the inside. He almost got into his teammate. Now here comes Lone. Lone was a very fast car in Stage 2, and now he's going to try to get up here and see if he can finally finish the deal. He is there, 2 wide for the lead, off of 4, coming to the start-finish line. Laps are winding down rapidly. 3 wide for the lead. Plasma on the inside. Can he complete the pass? They are still 3 wide. Still 3 wide. Almost a whole lap. Lone goes into the wall. No, that was Clint, actually. Lone goes to the lead, rather. That's 3 wide. I'm not sure how that lasted almost a whole lap, and it's still almost 3 wide in the back. Oh, a little shaky. Car Freak's barely on the inside of the 12. Car Freak's there. Car Freak to the inside. There goes Car Freak to the lead. I don't know what the heck happened to Lone. He slowed down a lot going into 1 and 2. Coming across the start-finish line, going into 1. 4 laps to go. Plasma leads. Car Freak trying to get up there and maybe try to pass him if he can. As you look here comes Sarah to the inside of Car Freak. Can he get there? He is there. Put him into a wall a little bit. Car Freak into the wall. He's a little bit sideways coming down the front straightaway, and Car Freak is around. That will be a caution. They did not make it to the white flag, so with the laps remaining, that is officially a green-white checkered. We will need a green-white checkered to decide this race. And as we look up at the top 2, it is once again Plasma and Lone. The 2 drivers that were willing to basically kill each other for Stage 2 will now be starting 1-2 for the green-white checkered. So we can have up to 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. So obviously, cars are going to have their choose cone lane to choose their lanes. Then after that, they come to the green flag. And right now, they're going to come to the choose cone, and literally, it looks like everybody chose the inside line. Plasma's going to finally have the front row spot on the front row on the inside. And it looks like now Car Freak from last place is going to go to the outside. Well, I mean, hey, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it from last, but you literally have the 2 quickest cars from Stage 2 starting bumper to bumper in the inside line. So here we go. First attempt. If this doesn't work, we will officially do another run. Coming down to the restart, Plasma is your control car, and here they come. Green flag is out. And Car Freak got a crazy run on the outside. Look at that run from the 14 car. He was able to get around Plasma, and Plasma did not get going whatsoever. Coming to the start-finish line, there's 2 laps to go. Can Car Freak hold this off? Was literally in last after that last caution, starts on the front row, and for the first time, he gets the outside line going. To the start-finish line, white flag is in the air, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Wow! Serge trying to get there, Clint's trying to get there, but Car Freak is gone! For the first time this season, Car Freak is going to win the Cracker Barrel 400. So you can literally say that Car Freak basically just won that race from last, because he was in last, he's the only car that chose the outside line, and for the first time all race, the outside line finally worked on a restart. You see, all these drivers are impressed by that move. That was insane. All these guys give him a little bump. They're going to go right by and go around to the pit lane. But there you have it. The winningest driver in the NASCAR Racing League is now a winner in the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League. I cannot believe that outside line worked. I just can't believe it. Because Plasma had all the momentum in the world. He had a great start there, but then Car Freak just powered by him. Alright, well, Car Freak wins. First win in the NFRL. He had a couple of stage wins this season, but not a race win. So now he is 1 win away from locking himself into the playoffs. And something worth noting here, that Car Freak is sponsoring Tony Stewart's new racing series. I think it's called the Superstar Racing Experience, the SRX. And he's literally running that sponsor on a recolored Tony Stewart 2011 championship car. So that thing looks sick, especially looks sick in Victory Lane. But that was a fantastic race. They were 3 wide there for multiple laps in a row. I don't know how they held that, but all of these drivers in this league should be happy after that finish and that race. So, that's the Cracker Barrel 400. 400 miles of short track racing. We're going to have another 400 miles of it in the playoffs. I want to thank y'all for watching, because seriously, y'all have been watching these videos crazy. I think the NRL Blue Moon 250 is almost up to 8K. That is just ridiculously awesome. So thank you all so much for watching. So next video will be the iPhone 12 200 at Big Willow. Another road course race. Then after that's the big Rudex USA race, which we cannot wait for. So this is the NASCAR Fantasy Racing League Cup Series, and thank you all for watching. So before we end this video, I was just told by somebody that it looked like the 12 car missed a shift on the restart. So we're going to look at the 43 on this restart where Car Freak got this crazy run. Did you hear it right there? The 12 car over-revved and legit missed a shift. And because of everybody else being on that inside line, nobody could get around him. So basically it looked like if anybody would have restarted behind Car Freak on the outside line, they could have battled him for the lead. But because of the 12 car's misfortune and everybody else being behind that 12 car, the 12 car basically just messed it up for everybody else. That's insane. Let's spectate the 12 car and see if we can hear it a little more. So this is even better. We have a view off of Plasma's visor cam. Listen to him shift on the restart. You heard it. Car Freak shifted fine. Everybody else did, but Plasma did not. Plasma legit missed a shift on the final restart. So while yes, Car Freak did officially get the outside line to work on a restart, he definitely had some help. And that is some wonky connection we just noticed. Alright, so again, that's crazy. I cannot believe after how fast that 12 car was, he basically lost this race because he missed a shift on the green-white checkered restart. That is a terrible break for that team, but hey, they did win last week, so they definitely can't hang their heads for too long. Alright, again, thank you all so much for watching. That was a great race, and we'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you saw, and if you want to see more content, and switch that notification bell on to get notified every single time we upload a brand new video. And also check the description to get links to all sorts of stuff, including our NASCAR playlist and playlists to funny moments across many other video games. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one.